Hey up, I'm Alex, I'm the 9th Digidestined, and in this episode of Show and Tell, I'd like to show off my old school Digimon action figures.
What's that?
Digimon monsters, Digimon have more power.
Automon! Gabumon! Agumon! Go! The Digimon adventure continues with Digimon Action Figures, trading cards too.
Digimon!
Each sold separately from Bandai.
And I would like to start off by saying a massive thank you from the bottom of my heart to ONI Eclipse, or Magna Eclipse on Instagram, for sending me an incredibly generous package. So I recently uploaded my 5-year anniversary video where I did a full overview of everything in my collection, and ONI watched that video and saw that he had some of the action figures that I was missing from my collection, and he insisted on gifting them to me. So we're going to start this video by going through all my newly acquired stuff, thanks to ONI, and then I'll go through everything that I already have. I'll show you all their actions and stuff like that, and we'll just, we'll have a look at them in some good detail. So let's begin with this box. Hey Alex, these Digimon figures are from way back in my childhood, so apologies if some of them are a bit grubby. I played with them a lot, so they are definitely well loved. That makes it so much more special that these are actually your childhood figures as well. That is so precious, mate. Such a brilliant gift, thank you. Sadly, I don't really have a place for them, so they've been sat in a bag in storage for quite some time. I know they will be far better off with you, and what better way for them to be granted new life than with the official 9th Digidestined. I'll do my best to honour these amazing toys, mate. I will do my best. I've also chucked in my signature Delinquent Bean, because how could I not? The DD UK tournament was immense, and Bancho Mamimon has become one of my favourites because of it. Thank you for everything you do for the Digimon PTO community. Your energy and enthusiasm for all things Digimon makes this such a welcoming place to be. Cheers to you. Anyway, this is getting on a bit, and I haven't handwritten anything for ages, so my hand is cramping. Terry, aka ONI Eclipse, ace, and he's drawn this awesome stick Bancho Mamimon. Absolutely brilliant, Oni. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate this. It's such a special gift, and this is such a beautiful letter. I will cherish this forever. Here's the Delinquent Bean, the dark horse of the DD UK VPET Championship. Ace. Let's go through the figures that Oni has sent me, in no particular order. Leomon. So this is an awesome figure. I didn't even know there was a Leomon action figure, so this is especially cool. Huh, punch, punch, fist off the Beast King. So yeah, these are just really great figures because they're very close to the official Toei art style. They just miss a little bit of paint where obviously they're a mass-produced toy, but they look so good. They're so accurate to the official Toei art. It's brilliant. Fist off the Beast King. XVmon. Again, very close to his official art. I think I'm going to be saying that a lot because all of these old school action figures are solely based on the Toei anime art. XVmon has this little trigger on his back to do his V-Laser. Ready? V-Laser. Kind of cool. Look at that. Another star of Digimon Adventure Series 2, Sylphimon. So again, Sylphimon's action, we twist at the waist and he goes skiing. His famous skiing attack. Kind of cool. Stay away from this guy in the mosh pit. He's got this little bit to hold on to while you're doing it so he can whack you with those feathers. Another star of Season 2, Big Shaq. It's Shakomon. And he does this cute little beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Because he's just a solid object. He just has like no movement in the show, so how they would make an action figure of him is crazy because he's just like a block. Very weird design of a Digimon, but yeah, kind of cool. Okay, another hella cool one, probably the best Digimon to appear in Season 2, Imperialdramon Dragon Mode. Look how cool he is. Such a great figure. So he's got this little button on his back, we press that, and he does that. A few more little movements as well, but Imperialdramon Dragon Mode's design is very kind of blocky and in the way. If you actually just look at him anatomically, it's like, how does this guy even walk? But I suppose you don't need to walk if you've got these badass wings, but yeah, kind of cool. And the Digimon Season 1 superstar, War Greymon. So he's quite a floppy one, to be honest. Would have benefited from a little bit more paint, I think, but yeah, still plenty detailed enough. Very accurate to the character itself. He kind of does this. I can't see a button anywhere. It's Flop War Greymon. He's doing his best, that's what he's doing. Obviously very well played with, which is nice to see. Awesome. Next up, it's Terriermon. Oh no, no, Terriermon, your ear. We'll be gentle, we'll be gentle. So this is Terriermon, looking ready for war. Such a feisty little fella. Here's his trigger on the back to make him flap his ears. Terrier Tornado. Terrier Tornado. Oh no, his ear again. Okay, Terriermon's ear does not want to stay on, but yeah, you press the button and he flaps his ears. There we go. Then Terriermon Digivolve to Gargomon. Just a mad jeans wearing, gun wielding psychopath rabbit. Amazing design of a Digimon. Absolutely mental. Another trigger on his back for his Gargo laser attack. Gargo laser! But aside from that, no other articulation. Just a very solid, chunky Digimon. Gargomon Digivolve to Rapidmon. Brilliant Digimon. Absolutely brilliant Digimon. And this figure is ace as well. Not so much articulation again. We've just got this bit on the back to do some uppercuts. I think maybe his wings. Oh yeah, his wings flap as well. There we go. Kind of cool. Rapidmon Digivolve to Mega Gargomon, the full Terriermon evolution line. What a treat. Got this button on his back to brilliant. Another figure that I wasn't really aware existed, Cyberdramon. There's Rio's Digimon. Ultimate level, absolute edgelord, absolute badass. So his wings kind of do that. I'm not sure what they're supposed to do with like his arms and that, but just a really cool looking figure. What's going on with your wings, bro? Ace. Cubimon. Foxtail Inferno. Kind of cool. Look at that. Eh? No messing. Sakuyamon with stick. Now I've seen this action figure a lot of times where people are missing the stick, but this one's got the stick. What a beautiful badass Digimon lady. And she's with a Digimon card looking all tough. She's got a stick looking ace. And then lastly from Oni, Gallantmon, the Royal Knight. Here he is. A nice kind of like pearl effect plastic on this one. Looks kind of premium. But yeah, the paint job isn't very much to get excited about, but it's a damn cool figure nonetheless. Here's his trigger. Lightning Joust. Shield of the Just. Amazing. Ace. So all those figures were from Oni. Oni, you are the man. I will cherish these forever and I will be eternally grateful for this generosity, mate. Thank you. You've probably doubled my action figure collection just like that. So thank you. Right, so into my own shiz. So first up, I've got a couple of boxed action figures. So I've got the boxed Numamon. So here he is, as he would appear on his shelf. Used to see these guys in Woolworths all the time, rest in peace. Numamon with eye-popping action. Poster and sticker. So you can see the sticker there and the poster kind of folded up and crammed in there. And then on the back, collect them all. So here's some of the ones you can collect. There's way more than this though. Meet the Digimon. Kind of cool. And then on the bottom, you can see that you press the trigger and his eyes shoot up. And it just so happens that I also have Numamon unboxed, so we can enjoy him in his box and out of his box. Look how cool this green slug is. Look at him. So we've got the trigger here and so wacky, so absolutely wacky. Look at that. Brilliant. What a character. What a brave design. Absolutely awesome. Thing is, it's kind of well made as well because they've used like a shiny paint to make him look slimy, which is just brilliant. And for all his flaws, you've got to compliment him on his dental hygiene. Look at those pearly whites. Good, strong teeth. And I actually have one of the posters from some of these things as well. I don't know if this is the one that came in the action figures. I think this is more that came with the mini figures, but they're nothing that special, to be honest. They're folded to hell. You see all those creases because of how tightly they fold it up in the box. And it's just got a selection of Digimon that they numbered for whatever reason, probably to rip off Pokemon a bit. And then on the back, there's Vegiemon and Digitamamon, absolute legends. Some cool shiz. Next up, another boxed one, I've got Vmon. So let's have a good look at this box as well. So this is new Season 2. New. from the time when it was new. Can you imagine? Oh man, I'm getting old. So there's his sticker in the background. There's a preview of some of the Season 2 Digimon. There's his action, so you spin his tail and he'll do a windmill attack. And then on the back, there we go. Pretty cool. And once again, I have this one unboxed. So there he is, boxed and unboxed. So we can give his tail a little spin. V-punch! There we go, look at that. Another guy to avoid in the mosh pit. Sadly, no head articulation. You can kind of readjust where his arms go, which is kind of cool. But other than that, that is the only articulation on this one. And my last boxed action figure, Agumon with Digivice. Maybe the smaller ones came with the Digivice to kind of make up for the lack of plastic. I don't know. Or maybe this doesn't fall into the action figure category. But I say it does because it's got a little trigger on the back to do some blocking attack. So, I don't know. Maybe these are a slightly different toy line. I don't know. But I do remember having this as a kid. So, yeah, kind of cool. And into my vast loose collection. First up, one of my favourites of all time, Greymon. And you can press this button and he does that. But this one is just brilliant. He just looks so good. He looks straight out of the Toei animation art design. Absolutely brilliant looking figure. It's just so well made. It's so sturdy. I had one of these as a kid and I absolutely loved it to death. Like, he even got a bit better paint treatment, like nice little detail in his eyes. They missed a few of his stripes, but he would be easy enough to complete those because they've got all the outlines there. They just cut back on the paint for whatever reason. So it would be easy enough to soup this guy up, but I like him in his original form. But yeah, Nova Blast! Sick! Then, Greymon Digivolve to Metal Greymon! Another absolutely fantastic looking figure. And he got the full shebang with the paint job. Look at him. He's got nearly all of his stripes. He's got shiny metal. He's got beautiful blue eyes. He's got that swanky red hair. Even got the nice detail of the metal on his tail. He's got this cool button on his back to do Mega Claw. Next up, it's Greymon's partner in crime, Garurumon. So Garurumon's missing a few of his stripes as well, but would be very easy to rectify if it really bothered you. But again, I like the original shiz. He's got this cool button on his back to do Howling Blaster. Really good in the face. They did a really good job painting the eyes and the face details. Epic. Next up, Kabuterimon. So this is a great figure. Unfortunately, this one's action no longer actions because somebody's repaired him with super glue and in the process super glued the trigger down. So yeah, he's stuck. But it's pretty safe to say you would press that trigger and he'd go Electroshocker. Next up, it's Birdramon. Trigger to do her Meteor Wing. Kind of cool. Articulation in the tail as well. That's badass. Everyone's favourite boxing cactus, Togemon. Needle spray. Ikakumon, aka designed to be cheap to animate mon. Yeah, even in the 2020 anime, they just barely gave him any animation at all, which is a real shame because he's actually a cool Digimon. But yeah, his head does that. He's got this tracker thing here, so when you slide him along, next up, the big bad Devimon. Great figure, this one. Absolutely brilliant. Detailed really well. Looks absolutely spot on to the character. Brilliant, brilliant figure. And he has his trigger in the back to do his Touch of Evil. Awesome. I love Devimon's design because he's one of those where, yes, he's a humanoid Digimon, but he's like a Digimon's idea of a humanoid. So with like the elongated arms and stuff, he looks more like a demon trying to look like a human than a human trying to look like a demon, if that makes sense. So absolutely love Devimon's design. Next up, it's Fireman Sam, Meramon. Not one of the best looking action figures, I must say. And his action's not really that special either. It's more of a pivot again, and he'll just raise his arm. Look at them abs. Dude's absolutely shredded. Next up, one of the best looking ones ever, and tribute to Otto the Metal Cake, Tyrannomon. This figure rocks. You can kind of do this bear hug attack. but I just love it. It's so nicely designed, it's so compact, and it's cool that they made this because it doesn't really have that much of a feature in the anime, and these are all anime figures, so it's kind of cool that Tyrannomon got a representation. It looks absolutely awesome, and I love that manic smile. Look at him, he's buzzing. He's absolutely buzzing. Ace. Stingmon, tribute to Valkyra Sonara. This one I've had for quite a while now. You press the button, ping, his wings go up and he's ready to take flight. He's also got a little articulation in the shoulders, no elbow or anything like that, but he can move around a bit. Even his legs move a little bit. Zudomon, tribute to Ultra Strife. Zudomon's a great Digimon. And you can press his spike for Vulcan's Hammer. Next, we're still going. We've got Lilymon. Again, I think Lilymon's actually one of the weaker ones. She feels a little cheaper. Nothing too special in articulation. She's just kind of blocky. She doesn't stand up very well either. Or at all. Next up, Monzemon. Not really any room for error with a Monzemon's design. It's just big yellow bear. Looks absolutely ace though. But again, it's just really cool they made this because Monzemon's not necessarily like a main character in the adventure series, so just cool that it exists. Arts Attack. Next up, Magnamon. One of the coolest Digimon, but one of the weakest figures in my opinion. The paint, maybe it's the way this particular figure's been stored or whatever, but the paint just looks kind of brown rather than gold. He's very blocky, doesn't really do anything. Arms and that move out and down, and his action just kind of buffs up his shoulders a bit. But yeah, Magnamon unfortunately is very blocky. He's one that could have been a really cool action figure, but in this case, not so much. Then we've got Black War Greymon, who unfortunately, everything I said about Magnamon is true here as well, because he's just really blocky and awkward. Like, none of his legs move, there's no waist pivot or anything. You can move his head a little bit, and his action, again, is just kind of a headbang. Another guy for the mosh pit. Here we go with Talmon. She doesn't seem to even have a trigger. Just kind of do that, and it does that. But she's a nicely painted one. She's definitely well made, nice and sturdy. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode. Very blocky on the bottom half and a little flimsy on the top half. That could be due to age though. This may have been different fresh out of the box, but his arms are just very floppy and his waist not very sturdy at all. But absolutely brilliantly made. Like, the colours here are brilliant, looks very true to his actual design. Really cool looking figure. Looks like mine's missing the tail. Never mind. Growlmon. So my Growlmon again is missing his tail, but looks great still from the front, and you can press the trigger on his back for, wait, what does that do? I can't really get the trigger on his back to do anything, but looks like it's just kind of a bob and flex motion, but you'll have to use your imagination on that. Quite a lot of missing paint on this figure though, but the mold itself is perfect. Growlmon Digivolve 2 War Growlmon. Absolutely awesome figure, this one. Really cool. Such a compact design, but it still has a little bit of movement. You know, he can move his arms around and that. He can move his head, which is kind of cool. And you can press this trigger. Atomic Blaster. Last one from the Tamers universe, we've got Calumon, whose trigger, flap, 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 flap. I've actually been using this guy as a memory counter with my Guilmon deck, so he's just the perfect size for that. And the last action figure at this moment in time is tribute to the Digimon Professor with Armadillomon. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. The paint here is flawless in comparison to the rest of these figures. Doesn't look like they've missed anything. The likeness to the character is absolutely spot on. And his articulation's kind of cool because he's got this wheel, so he can kind of dig as he's going along. Dig, 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 dig. Awesome. So there you have it. That is my Digimon action figure collection. These were all released in the early 2000s. I don't know exactly what year, and obviously they spanned probably a couple of years with season 1, season 2, season 3 and all that. But I absolutely love collecting these. They're really fun to just kind of pick up. Most of these, if not all of them, I found on eBay in just random bundles with other toys and stuff like that. So it's been a very casual quest of mine throughout the years, because some people will try and sell these for quite a lot of money, but I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I get my enjoyment collecting these things out of like digging around in all corners of the internet and all that kind of stuff, and you know, comic cons and things like that. So yeah, what they're worth, no idea, to be honest. But to me, they're priceless. So yeah, absolutely love these. And once again, huge thank you to Oni for doubling my collection and sharing his childhood figures with me. That is just such a precious thing, and yeah, blown away by your kindness, mate. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay ace, keep rocking. Peace.